everybody! Hello, and welcome to Mangapod. This is a weekly podcast in which we get together after we've discussed all or part of a manga, and then we discuss it with friendship, love, and lots of spoilers. Today, I'm here, and Lou's here, and we're just gonna, double team some One Piece. I hope you guys are super down for that. This isn't normally the setup, but we're excited to sit here and talk about pirates. I am Dodger. You can find me on youtube.com/press start to continue. And I love One Piece, so I'm super jazzed about it. Lou, introduce yourself.
I'm Lou. I'm from Lou Talks Anime, and I'm a One Piece pleb, basically.
But that's awesome.
Yeah, it is.
This is Lou's first time reading the One Piece manga. I'm so excited. Since you are the One Piece pleb out of the two of us, would you like to be the one who reads the description of the manga? All right, cool. So what we like to do is right now we are in the spoiler-free section. So that means no spoilers of what we've read yet. We'll give you the go-ahead when it's all clear. But for now, what we're going to do is read you guys a short summary of the manga, and then we're going to tell you in a spoiler-free fashion whether or not we think that you should take the time to read this manga, whether or not we thought that it was good. And then we're going to hop into the spoiler section and talk really in depth about everything that we read. So for right now, keep all of those spoilery bits to yourself, and do not spoil anything past what we read, because that will spoil us, and that'll be very sad. And this is Lou's first time. Don't ruin it.
I will hate you forever.
Don't ruin it.
Don't you dare. Bad time ahead for you if you do that.
Yeah.
So no, behave, please.
All right, Lou, kick it.
Goldie Roger, a man referred to as the Pirate King, is set to be executed by the world government. But just before his demise, he confirms the existence of a great treasure, One Piece, located somewhere within the vast ocean known as the Grand Line. Announcing that One Piece can be claimed by anyone worthy enough to reach it, the Pirate King is executed and the Great Age of Pirates begins.
Woo!
And then it goes into more, but I think that's perfect.
Yeah.
That's all we need.
Yeah, that's all we need. That's all we need. So now we're going to let you guys know whether or not One Piece is worth your time. And in my opinion, I think One Piece is absolutely worth your time. Most of the time when I'm talking with people about One Piece and they've never read it or watched it, they're like, I don't know, the art style's weird. Like, that's the first thing I hear is, the art style's kind of weird. Honestly, it grows on you. It does feel weird at first. It really does grow on you. It starts to feel just like goofy in the right way, but can be really serious when it needs to be. I think the characters are fantastic. I love the story, so I absolutely recommend it.
Okay, I guess it's my turn.
Yeah.
Being the One Piece pleb. 4 volumes. I did not expect it to grab me as quickly as it did. Honestly, I've been averse to starting One Piece because everybody's like, "Oh, it's great," but it's everyone that says that has been reading One Piece for a decade,
right?
And the fact that, all right, maybe it was great then, and it develops into something that continues to be great, like that has always been the way I've looked at it.
Right.
But you know what? I honestly have to recommend it. It's a great read so far. I enjoy the characters. I enjoy the way the little mini arcs are being handled, the way they're paced, and it's just the way that that the mangaka just works around the characters, like the defined personalities of the characters. Like, they feel very natural.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's highly recommend it. Go read One Piece. I don't know about watching it though, but go read it.
Yeah, get your pirate on. So at this point, we are going to go into spoiler section. And again, that doesn't mean you can spoil things past chapter 35 or volume 4. Lou will kill you. You will go to sleep and you'll never wake up, and it'll be very sad for all of your loved ones. So don't spoil anything past that chapter. We are going to talk very in depth about what we read. So if you haven't read any of it and you just wanted to show up and be like, is it good? It's good. Go read it. Don't let us spoil you on what happens. Go and have a pure first experience with it. You can always come back. Go to youtube.com/happily Aaron and watch the VOD after this is no longer live. All right? You have 5 seconds to get out of here. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Oda is God. Oda. Fucking A. Oda is God, and I know the entire One Piece community will back me on that.
I'm down with that. Yeah. Yeah. Oda, he figured it out, man.
Yeah, he's been figuring it out for what, like 15 years?
Just like so long. I feel like for me, that's the big barrier in my mind is that when I think about like, yeah, I need to get back into One Piece. I'm like, I have so much to catch up on.
Chat's calling him Goda.
Ah,
Right.
yes. Mwah. Perfect. Okay. So, Lou, what were your expectations aside from thinking that like it was gonna be sort of boring at the beginning?
I expected to not like the art at all. Mm-hmm. And the thing is, I've never really engaged with One Piece on any level. I passively watched it like 10 years ago, like the first 50 episodes, but not really paying attention
Yeah.
like, at all. Just, oh, it's on, but then, I'm busy playing on a Game Boy or something. And, you know, I just have this weird view on it because I've distanced myself so much from like shonen anime, like just the archetypical shonen stuff.
Yeah.
And just going into it, I expected honestly to be underwhelmed, and I was not. I was like that expectation was completely subverted. I really enjoyed the entire 4 volumes that we read, and honestly, I'm really pissed off that we stopped where we did because we're getting to a really cool part, and like that end of like we're getting towards the end of that arc where Usopp is introduced, and stopping was a challenge.
I bet.
Like I really didn't want to go beyond that because I know that if I did, I would want to talk more about it because it was really cool.
Mm-hmm. Ah, so good. Yeah, One Piece, I have read this part of the manga 3 times now, and I watched the anime twice. So like I know this section specifically really, really well. And I still, when I was like, I can probably just skim through this, I found myself stopping to read it really slowly because I was just like, so like, oh yeah, I love this part. Oh, and then this part happens. Oh, I love it. It's, I don't know what it is about One Piece, but Oda's really good with making these characters that you instantly are attached to for whatever reason. So, yeah, man. Yeah. I also like that we start off with like him as a kid.
Yep.
I like that wasn't a flashback that we had to wait for. That happens right at the beginning. We know exactly what sort of stupid situation made him eat the devil fruit.
Like it definitely set the tone for what the rest of the manga was going to be.
Yeah.
And I think in terms of like expectations that were set within that first chapter, I expected it to be, I guess, more goofy than like because all right, I know that One Piece can be funny, like it has a really specific set of sense of humor.
Yeah.
I didn't expect to be as funny as it was, and that first chapter like caught me off guard. Like I laughed out loud once he ate the fruit.
Yeah.
And then oh no, you can never swim now.
I know.
Amazing irony.
Yeah. Oh, and then Shanks getting his arm bit off. Oh.
That was not cool.
I know.
Shanks.
I remember the first time that I read that part. I was like, no! Like so upset about it. But yeah, I like that we get that backstory, so to speak, right up front. So that we're like, all right, he has this like figure in his life who's like his pirate, the like
ideal mentor guy.
Yeah, he like wants to be like Shanks, right? Mm-hmm. Has no idea where he is, but has like a token that reminds him of him that he considers to be his treasure and like all of this stuff. I like that we get to start right at the beginning with all of that knowledge.
And I like that he's like Luffy's already coming across people that are familiar with Shanks. Mm-hmm. Like knowing Usopp's father was like a nice little connection between those two characters.
Yeah. I thought that was cool too. I also appreciate that Oda didn't wait too long to introduce other characters who have eaten other types of devil fruit.
Yeah, but see, here's the thing with that. My concern for future readings
Mm-hmm.
is it going to be a thing where like every 2 chapters, oh, another person with the devil fruit, no, another person that's consumed the devil fruit, and like it's supposed to be this rare thing that, oh, it's
Right.
a legend, it's a myth. I mean, and it being as common as it is already, I don't know. Like that's a concern for me, but I guess we'll see how the story paces out.
Yeah, obviously I'm gonna try to like stone face through all of that. since I have a little bit of knowledge on that, but I remember that being a concern of mine as well. But I guess what I'm saying is I'm glad that it didn't start off obviously not wanting that to be the case, if that makes sense. Like the expectation for him to be the only one and the story to go a certain way, and then suddenly people who have eaten
Yeah.
the devil fruit show up, almost like oh, I wasn't really sure what to do with the story anymore, so here's some devil fruit people. Like we've seen them early enough that you can tell that that was part of the plan.
Hmm.
And I just fucking love Buggy because he's so weird.
I fucking hate clowns.
Oh no!
Buggy was not a good time for me, but seeing him suffer, that was wonderful.
Yeah.
Uh, one thing I will say,
Yeah.
kind of I guess to build off of what you were talking about in regards to the double fruit, is I guess them being introduced early gave some balance to the story, because
Mm-hmm.
otherwise Luffy would be so overpowered
Mm-hmm.
that I don't know. I feel like it wouldn't have the charm that it has
Right.
because of that lack of balance between the characters.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. They establish him as being OP right from the get-go. Like, it does not take very long for you to be like, oh fuck, Luffy can like smack you down if he needs to.
Yeah.
And I just love Luffy as a character. How do you feel about Luffy as a character, Lou?
He is really dumb,
Yeah.
but in like the most endearing way.
I feel like that's so hard to do. I feel like it's really hard to have a character where you're like, God, you're such an idiot, but I don't hate you. Like, I'm still rooting for you.
He reminds me a lot of how Goku was at the beginning of Dragon Ball. Like
Mm-hmm.
Kid Goku, not Dragon Ball Z Goku.
Yeah, yeah.
Like he's a very aloof type of personality mixed with like quirky sense of humor.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know. I like that he's very driven and dedicated to the whole dream of becoming the Pirate King, and how he treasures Shanks's hat.
Yeah.
It's just a bunch of different things adding up to him being a great character.
I also love that the first addition to his crew, who's Zoro, is also kind of like that. That the two of them are both just sort of like, I'm just gonna do this thing and hopefully I don't die. You're
Yeah,
like,
kind of.
you idiots. Um,
But he also, like, for me, Zoro also comes off as like, again, to draw more parallels to Dragon Ball Z, because we're kind of like locked into this area where
yeah,
they're both aimed at the same demographic.
right.
Um, like he reminds me a lot of Vegeta, but like after he's already been integrated into the group, like late Dragon Ball Vegeta,
Yeah, yeah,
and that he just kind of doesn't care. Like he just wants to fight and do what he wants to do
yeah.
without being questioned.
Oh my god. I always forget that we have to read through the story about him and his like rival as a kid.
Oh, that was sad, but it pissed me off that it was so short.
Yeah, I know. It makes me like I remember I think Gmart's in chat right now, but Gmart and I were actually just talking about that chapter the other day, because it's not the sort of thing that you can describe to somebody and have them get how heart-wrenching it is, because like to say, yeah, there was like this girl and she was a really good swordsman, but then she fell down the stairs and died. And it doesn't entirely capture just how unfair it feels when you're reading it. Like, they were gonna be the best swords people in the world. She fell down the stairs. It's unfair. It's unfair. Made me so sad.
Very sad.
Yeah, dude. Um,
I just want to know if they come back to it, like further on in the reading. Please don't spoil.
I'm not going to.
Okay.
Uh, what was I going to say? Um, yeah, the rest of that arc went by fairly smoothly. We had the corrupt captain, the corrupt naval captain who was just murdering people willy nilly.
Oh, Axe Hand guy.
Axe hand, yeah,
Yeah, that guy is a
Axe
douche.
hand McGee.
That one thing I will say about One Piece is that it really makes it easy to dislike the villains.
Mm-hmm.
Like so far, there's not been one villain where I'm like, this guy isn't that bad. Like no, I want to see Luffy punch him in the face, like
Yeah,
all of them, like
yeah.
that. It's cathartic seeing Luffy just land a clean hit. It was great.
I
Like
feel
especially
like,
on Butler guy. That guy's a douche.
oh my god, I feel like nearly every fight that I've ever seen in One Piece has been the anticipation for Luffy to just like beat the crap out of whoever is the big bad at the time. Just like I just want to see you crumble like so badly. You're such a piece of crap. Um, yeah, I hate that guy. I hate his son even more, but I hate that guy.
You know what arc? I it kind of like was a little feelsy. Was the whole thing with the guy that got stuck in a treasure chest? The fact that those were
Oh,
like empty. Like he's there.
yeah.
Like this is my treasure. I've been protecting it for 20 years, and one day I'm gonna get to it. And Luffy just didn't want to throw them down because they were empty.
I know. I liked that it was pretty obvious why he didn't want to throw them down.
Hmm.
Like it was just a very in Luffy's mind it was a very simple way to fix the problem. Like I'm not going to throw him down. No, I'm not going to do it. You
Yep.
know, and it was very obvious why.
It's a very Luffy way to handle the problem.
Yeah, totally. To just be like, you're happy thinking there's gold up here, so I'm not going to ruin that, but I'm going to be pretty straightforward about what I'm doing. I'm not going to take him down there cuz I don't want to.
Yeah.
Okay. But yeah, I liked that um he's like become this weird island hermit with all of these animals. And in the end, he was like, well, I guess this is my home now. I guess it's not too bad. I was like, oh, this poor guy.
There's a lot of tragedy in One Piece.
I
And the
know.
thing is, it's all handled in a very lighthearted way
Yeah,
that it's hard to get emotional, but you still manage a way to get emotional.
totally. Totally. I think the other thing that surprises me, or surprised me, when I first read One Piece was how quickly somebody dies in One Piece. Like in the very first story where Luffy's a kid, right? Like somebody gets shot in the head and you're like, "Oh, okay, so they're not going to pretend that these people are just getting knocked out. Like we
Mhm.
know that these are pirates and they're killing each other and that's how this world works." And I think establishing that really early on, it felt like, okay, this like these fights are going to be serious. These aren't going to be the sort of fights where, you know, everybody's fine in the end and they all go to jail and it's all
Like
okay.
there are dramatic stakes.
Yeah. Mhm. Um
You know, let's talk about Nami because so far
yeah.
we've talked about everyone else except for her.
That's true. We
She's
haven't talked about
great.
Nami. Yeah.
She is great. I love her.
I like her
She
too.
like that whole I guess almost Robin Hood, but not giving to the poor, just giving to herself. I respect that.
Yeah, man.
In other words, AKA just being a thief. But still, she's stealing from bad guys, so it's okay. Or bad guys.
Yeah.
As Luffy has shown, like there are no absolutes.
Hmm. I like that she's like very intelligent too.
Hmm. No, she's clearly the smartest person in the group.
Yeah, by far. uh and I'm also glad that her role is necessary with
Hmm.
the crew, that they didn't decide to just be like, ah, things always work out for Luffy, let's just follow the wind, it'll be fine. That very early on it was necessary for them to find somebody who knew what they were doing navigation wise, and that it wound up being her. And she's just like, I hate pirates, like you guys seem okay but I really hate pirates, you know.
I like that she's not just a damsel in distress type of character.
Yeah.
Like has proven that she can defend herself, at least to some degree.
She's a super take charge character already. Yeah. She just kind of does what needs to get done, even if it's only for her benefit. She's
Hmm.
still like actively motivating her own story, which I think is cool.
Yeah, definitely.
How so we didn't get all the way through the arc with Usopp and the village and all of that, but how are you feeling about that story so far?
Uh, the whole boy who cried wolf thing is being handled as that story is always handled,
Mm-hmm.
which, but I mean, like seeing people die or get stabbed in the process, like I guess that adds an interesting layer to it because normally in the story of the boy who cried wolf, you don't really see the tragedy because
Yeah.
it's just a story. It's just like usually it's just kind of left at that, like, oh, the wolf came in the end and something was eaten, and
Mm-hmm.
that's it. But in the case of the way Usopp's story was handled, just seeing him make that effort to try and save the village that is to a degree turned their back on him because obviously his fault, but seeing him still making that effort because he still loves those people and
Yeah.
his home, um I guess it redeems his character in a way for the type of liar that he is.
Yeah. And I like that we've seen with Usopp, we've seen different ways that that trait has helped and hindered him. Like being able to tell a really good story, but how sometimes that's a bad thing if you're telling, a lie that could hurt people versus, just telling a good story for somebody who wants to hear a good story. And it's like, oh, it's makes him lovable, and at the same time you're like, oh, Usopp, stop lying to everybody.
I still don't like his design though. That's
No.
the one. That's the one design that I'm like, okay, I'm never gonna get used to it. And so far, like, well, I got like 10 chapters with them.
Mm-hmm.
Nope, not used to it.
Yeah. I'm trying to remember how long it took for me to be like, Usopp, I wouldn't have you any other way. I think it took a while because I was the same way. I was like, Usopp just looks
I think I
weird,
just
man.
pissed off Gmart. I'm sorry. It's I don't know. Maybe it's the hair, not the nose. I don't know.
He's
I like a slingshot though.
to me he's adorable now, right? Like I'm just like, oh, but it's Usopp. You can't change anything about Usopp. But I remember when I first started reading, I was like, man, Usopp is a little weird to me. But he does grow on you, I promise. There's definitely a point where you're like,
I fully expect it.
yeah.
But like, all right, I know that he's going to have a role with the group later on,
Mm-hmm.
but my question is, how will he fit
Benefit.
in? Yeah, like exactly. Like how does he matter in the group?
Right.
And I want to read more so I can find out like
Yeah.
why, like how does Oda justify Usopp being involved in this group
Right.
of like super talented people?
Yeah. Uh Again, I'm not gonna spoil you on that. Chat, don't you dare spoil him on that. Um but yeah, I understand what you're saying. Because at this point we know that he can use the slingshot and lie a lot. And that's
And run kind of fast.
about it. Yeah. Um so putting him next to somebody like Zoro, you're like, well, I mean, one is a badass and one is like a precious baby who's still trying to figure his shit out. So yeah, involving him with the group is cool and interesting, I think.
But I guess it also like shows who Luffy is as a character. Like this
Mm-hmm.
is conjecture on my part.
Right.
Um, but Luffy is really receptive to whoever basically wants to join his crew as long as they show that they're a good person.
Yeah.
Like he extended the invitation to Treasure Box guy.
Yeah.
So like seeing that, all right, like I guess I mean, because obviously Treasure Box Guy didn't present any evidence that he would be an asset to the crew, but he was a good person. So
Right.
I
Nobody
don't know.
spoil anything. I swear to God, I'll punch you in the nose. Anyways. And don't talk about characters or things that happen later on in the series. I'll punch you in the nose. Anyways.
There's just lots of violence.
Yeah, there's a lot of punching going on. Yeah, I love One Piece. I don't know what else to say. One Piece is fantastic. I'm sorry that, like, right at the beginning here, though, we had an entire circus-themed pirate group.
Yeah,
that really sucks for you.
That really.
I'm sorry about that.
I did not like that. But all right, it wasn't like absolute torture.
Mm-hmm.
It's just I want to punch my phone type of torture.
Right.
But that's fine. You know, it is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
I got through it. That said, Buggy's an asshole.
Oh yeah.
But he's also like an entertaining asshole because, like, just weapon of choice, a fucking cannon, really?
Yeah.
Just
like in a
oh, no, it blows
circus,
away.
right?
Entire
Wink, wink.
cities get blown away.
Mm-hmm.
It's hilarious.
I also, oh my God, that's one of the little short snippets that makes me feel a lot of feels, as well as the dog with the pet food store.
Oh, that was painful.
Dude.
So bad. And they kept flashing back to it. Like the whole, like, oh, you know, this is his owner. Oh, he's a good dude. Don't eat the inventory.
Oh my God, when he just, like, went ham on that lion and the lion was like, get out of here. It's like, no! And then Luffy wakes up and the place is on fire. Ugh! My heart.
I like how, like, he stepped in to defend the crew.
Mm-hmm.
As they were running away from the townspeople. He's a good dog.
Mm-hmm.
Why can't my dog be like that?
I think that's one of the things that I find the most interesting about Luffy at this point is that he does not care if people like him or not. Like, as much as he wants people who prove to him that they're good people, he's totally fine with leaving a town not taking credit for doing anything good at all. He's like, I'm a pirate, bye bitches, and maybe everybody hates him. Maybe everybody's cool with him, but he's just like, I just did my thing and now I'm leaving and hopefully I'm going to make it be all right for whoever I leave behind, you know? And I think that that's kind of an interesting way that these stories have gone so far is, he doesn't necessarily leave on good terms always.
Yep.
Yeah.
But I mean, with at least a certain portion of the people, like he has his good terms.
Yeah. There's always at least one person who's like, he saved us, man. He saved us. Yeah. Oh no! What happened?
Hi, Vegeta.
Oh, hey. Oh, I'm back where I need to be. Can you turn your camera back on? Will it let you? Oh, it's not on for me. Oh no! Alright, hold on. I'm gonna call you back, okay?
Okay.
Be right back, everybody.
Are we good?
Yeah, I think we are.
Sweet.
All right, sick. Okay, excellent. Yes.
Can we talk art? But like, all right. So I've already voiced my minor gripe with Usopp. Can I say that overall, when it's a large panel, Oda does a great fucking job. Like there was one panel where a cannon was going off, one of Buggy's cannons going off, and just the devastation and detail in the city as it's being blown apart. I thought that was extremely well done.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
I totally
no, it's
agree
just
with that.
there are other instances of it, but like lots of times Usopp was drawn really badass when he's actually engaging in combat. Like when he's about to shoot someone, it's really well drawn.
Yeah. I think because a lot of the promotional materials and things look so goofy in terms of the art style, a lot of people come into it not expecting there to be as much detail as there is when it matters. Like when there needs to be a lot of detail in something, it's there and it's really good and really clean. Um, so good. So good. And like you were saying,
So
it goes by so fast as well. Like
it
it
definitely
reads
does.
really fast and you don't feel like you missed anything. Like it makes sense, you know?
And also like the various perspectives that Oda uses, like for to illustrate like how large a scale of the people with the devil fruit their powers,
Mm-hmm.
like the amount of impact that's felt with them. Like for example, Luffy punching someone like Butler guy
Mm.
from that distance, where he was clearly very far away, and just the way it impacted. I don't know. I guess it conveyed a lot of I really don't know how to articulate this. That I understood the spacing because of Luffy's powers.
Yeah.
You get me? And the same can be said for when Buggy would use his cannons or when he would use his separation power.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I don't know. Zoro, I like Zoro's design so far more than anything else. Specifically, like towards the end where he had his bandana on, sword in
Mm-hmm.
mouth, ready to kick ass. I really like his design.
Dude.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah.
Zoro is Bae. That's my feelings. um
Well, of course, he's the Vegeta character.
yeah. But
That's like
he
the running
also
theme for you.
but he
Like the
also
only thing is he's not short. That's like the
he
only thing
holds
that's
like a
missing.
fucking sword in his mouth though. Like that should be the ridiculous element that makes me be like, I can't. But somehow he still looks like a badass with a sword in his mouth. So, yeah. He's great. Love him. Um
One,
yeah.
I do have one complaint with the art
Yes.
is I would like to see more detail into backgrounds
Mm.
because unless it's drawing attention to the setting, the backgrounds are pretty sparse.
Yeah.
So I would like to see more involved in them, like what we get in Vinland Saga. Like on
Right.
Vinland Saga, the backgrounds are always extremely
Full.
detailed
Mhm.
and very like well thought out, I would say.
Mhm. Yeah, I would for me, I absolutely love the art. Thinking back, trying to imagine myself reading it initially, I think I went into it being like, this looks weird, but I'm willing to try it out. And it didn't take very long for me to be super in, like really into it. I just like the feeling of movement in the art style, like how vibrant and active everything feels. I love that the character designs can be just off the wall ridiculous and it suits the whole world that's been established already, you know? It's it adds sort of a levity to how dark certain moments feel, you know, or how serious, I guess. I don't want to say dark. It's not like fucking berserk, but it's yeah, but it has those moments where you're like taking it really seriously, but you know, all the characters look ridiculous. You're like, I'm taking this very seriously right now, despite everything that's going on with your outfit. But
But I
yeah.
think that ridiculousness just plays into like the dramatic bits as well
Mm-hmm.
because they can be exaggerated to a point that if this was played straight as realistic as you could with One Piece's premise, um, I don't think you'd be able to generate the same type of emotion.
Yeah.
So I think its cartoony nature like really blends well with what Oda is trying to accomplish with the story.
Right. Yeah. I agree. I'm trying to think of what else. Do you have anything else that you want to talk about, Lou?
Now, I think we basically touched on everything.
I feel
I
like we
want more
covered it.
Shanks. I want more Shanks.
Yeah.
Shanks looks cool.
Mm-hmm.
And poor bastard. I feel real bad about him losing his arm, but
I
seeing Luffy punch
know.
that thing in the face, that was felt good.
Yeah. That was satisfying. Very satisfying. I'm just being like, all right, here we go. My first obstacle of my trip. Take down this dude. Cool. All right. Well, guys, I know that was kind of a short discussion, but there is only two of us. Two of us and two very sexy pieces of fan art. So yeah, I guess final thoughts and ratings if we're good to wrap.
Yeah, sounds good to me. Who goes first, though?
I know. I'm trying to think of what I want to give. I'm trying because I'm gonna have to in my mind be like, all right, just taking into account these 4 volumes. What?
Okay, I have my score.
Okay, go for it. You do it. Go first.
Right. That'll give you some time
Okay.
to piece things together. I'm gonna give it an 8.5.
Okay.
Mostly because I really like the characters. I like that the characters don't change to fit the story. Rather, they act as you would expect them to act within each of the little arcs. I like some of the designs, some of them I don't like, but overall I feel the art is really well done. And I don't know, like it's just the way they've built the story. There's so much room to grow. Like the scale is constantly changing because we don't have an exact idea on how big the world is. Like we did see that one image where they showed the map of the world, and there's a Grand Line, and you got to sail all the way across the
Here's
world.
the
But
red
like
line. Here's the Grand Line, and yeah.
but we don't have an exact understanding of how big that distance is. And I like that by taking their time and going island to island, we're seeing exactly how big this could possibly be. And it's structured in a way that facilitates it constantly expanding.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, based only on 4 volumes, I mean, I know there's so much more out there, but I have to trust Oda at this point to continue to make this awesome. So so far we're in the beginning 8.5, but I expect it to continue to go up. So yeah.
Cool. Yeah, I think 8.5, something around there. Considering that again, I've read / watched this section so many times and I'm still like, oh, I love this part. Oh, I love these characters. Oh, this part's great. It sticks with you and it's nostalgic in a weird way and it's lovely all over again. So I absolutely enjoyed rereading it and yeah, we both recommend it for sure. You should definitely try it out. Go read it. And we will hopefully do more on Mangapod in the future with a full crew. Yeah?
We better.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm
right.
down for it to always be just the Lou and Dodger show for One Piece, but I think it would be awesome if we had the full crew with our captain, because our captain isn't here.
Yeah, exactly. That's why Aaron is Luffy, guys.
Yeah.
Chat, I expect you to have made that connection.
She's our captain. Our bunny-eared captain.
Yep. She gives it a sexy bunny-eared Luffy out of 10. That's Aaron's rating.
Yep. Yoku gives it 6 abs out of 6. 6 Usopp abs out of 6. Mm-hmm. A+. A+ is all around. Now, this is the part that I totally forgot that we do.
I already have it pulled up.
Oh god, you're so great! Now, we're going to read you the description for the manga that we're going to be covering next time. This will include some blanks in there. We don't want to make it too obvious what it's going to be, and you guys in chat get to guess what you think the manga is. Go for it.
It's going to be a good one, guys. As a punishment for punching a famous calligrapher, young handsome calligrapher blank is exiled to a small island. As someone who has never lived outside of a city, blank has to adapt to his new wacky neighbors, like people traveling on a tractor, unwanted visitors who never use the front door, annoying kids using his home as a playground, etc. Can the city guy handle all of the crazy hardships? Find out in this wacky island comedy full of innocence and laughter.
Innocence and laughter. My heart.
You get a twofer. And it looks like Edwin Moore got it.
Yeah, Edwin Moore was the first one to get it. Good job, guys. We are going to be reading Barakamon. How much of it are we going to be reading, Lou?
I'm not that prepared. Hold on.
Oh, that's
volumes
fine.
Volumes 1 through 3, chapters 1 through 26, with Gigic as a special guest.
Sick. I was just watching one of his videos earlier.
He's
Good
great.
stuff.
Did you see his Brexit video?
No.
Go watch it. It's like the best thing ever. It's the Brexit anime OP, and guys.
Oh wait,
everybody
no, I
needs to
did
watch
watch that. I did
That
watch
one's great.
that. God damn it. Guys, thank you so much for watching MangaPod today. Please tune in next week. That would be amazing. This show is actually normally hosted, run, and captained, if you will, by the lovely Happily Erin. Please go and check her out, youtube.com/happilyerin. That is also where all of the previous MangaPod VODs are, if you would like to see if we've read your absolute favorite manga in the world and want to know what we thought. If your absolute favorite manga in the world is Monster Musume, maybe just don't watch that one because you'll cry a little bit. But yeah, she's fantastic. On all the social medias, she's at Happily Erin, and we will have her back next time. So yay! The other one who is never here is Yokurama Russian. Go subscribe, youtube.com/Yokurama Russian.
It's the Yokurama Russian channel
It's
ever.
the best Yokurama Russian channel that exists. I can tell you that for a fact. I am Dodger. You can find me here on twitch.tv/dexteritybonus or on youtube.com/presshearttocontinue. And on all the social medias, I'm at dexbonus, DEXBONUS. So thank you guys so much for watching. Lou?
My name is Lou, and I'm from Lou Talks Anime. You can find me at youtube.com/Lou Talks Anime now, where I occasionally talk about weeb shit. It's a good time on my channel. But more often than not, like I'm just like eating shit on Twitter. So please follow me on Twitter, Lou Talks Anime. Also Instagram and AskFM, especially AskFM. Also especially that one, because I get bored at work, and you guys really help me through the day with your really interesting and insightful questions.
Aww.
Also, you can send me jokes there. I appreciate that too.
Excellent.
And that's my stuff. Thanks for watching.
Sick. Thank you guys so much. Please have a lovely, lovely day. And
wait. One last thing.
Yes.
Random. I'm sorry. Anime Association is a podcast.
You always forget to push the next.
All right. In all fairness, we've been manga potting for like 80 episodes together.
That's true.
Something like that. And you know, I've been used to just going through my spiel without mentioning the other great anime related podcasts that you should totally check out that I'm also involved with. So yeah, youtube.com/anime association.
Yeah. We are also going to be at Anime Expo. Y'all are going to be at Anime Expo. That's this upcoming weekend, Friday through Monday. We're going to be hanging out, doing some panels, having goofs and laughs. And if you see us, we don't bite. And we would love to say hi to you. Lou bites, yep. But we'll try to intercept. If we're too slow, I'm sorry. We did our best. Yeah, we would love to say hi to you guys. If you notice us out walking the floor or anything else, that would be awesome. Otherwise, have a fantastic rest of your week, and we'll see you next Tuesday. Okay? Bye, everybody!
Haters.